We've been given quite a lot of information in this question. It's all about the results of a survey about the exercise that 100 people have taken. And 65 people run, 48 swim, 60 cycle, 40 run and swim, 30 swim and cycle, 35 run and cycle, and 25 do all three. And we need to draw a Venn diagram. I've already drawn the first few, I've already drawn a rough outline of this. There. Now, the most common mistake that I see people make with these questions is they look at the first line here and they straight away put 65, 48 and 60 in like that. And then they try and start filling in the other sections and realise that they've made a huge mistake, because straight away these numbers add up to far more than 100 people. And that is because there is overlap between each of these categories. That 65 people who run includes some of the 48 people who swim. And it also includes some of those 60 people that cycle. So there is an overlap here. The 65 people that run should actually be this whole circle. So what we do with a Venn diagram, whenever we fill it in, we always start with the inside region if we can. We always start with that innermost. And in this case, that's nice and easy because we know that 25 people do all three. So straight away, I'm going to fill that 25 in. So just to repeat that, whenever you're filling a Venn diagram in yourself, always start with the inside region. Right, so we've dealt with that. Now we know that 35 people run and cycle. So the run and cycle region of this is this. This part here represents the running and cycling. So we know that there's 35 people in this bit. And given that there were 25 here, that must mean that there are 10 people in there, because the 10 and the 25 add up to 35. So we have now got 35 people in this bit here that run and cycle. 25 of them run, cycle and swim. And 10 of them just run and cycle and don't swim. Right, moving on to the next one. So we've dealt with that. We know 30 swim and cycle. So the swim and cycle section is this one. And if there are 30 people in that section there, then that must mean that there are 5 people here, because the 25 plus 5 makes 30. So we know there are 5 people that swim and cycle only, and there are 25 people that swim, cycle and run. Next, we know that there are 40 people that run and swim. So that's this section here, the running and swimming section. So that means that this bit must be 15, because 15 plus 25 is 40. So we've filled in all of those regions. And remember what I said before, that this here represents all 65 people that run. So if I now do 65, take away 10, take away 25 and take away 15, that's going to tell me how many people will just run and do nothing else. And that gives me 15. And just double check this for yourself. Everybody inside that yellow circle, if you add up the 15, the 25 and the 10, you should get 65. Similarly, 48 people swim. So there should be 48 people in that circle. So if I do 48, take away 15, take away 25, take away 5, I'll get 3. So 3 people swim and swim only. And then finally, on to the final category, then the 60 people cycle. So that means everybody here should add up to 60. So if I do 60, take away 25, take away 5, take away 10, I get 20. So that means that 20 people only cycle and do nothing else. Now, we've not finished filling in the Venn diagram yet. There's another category that I've not filled in here, and it's the outside region. How many people do no exercise at all? Do no running, no swimming, no cycling? Now, we know there's 100 people. So if I add up everybody that's on the inside here, so if I add up all of these numbers on the inside, I get 93, which means that there must be 7 people on the outside here that do no exercise at all. Or sorry, no, they don't do one of these 3 exercises anyway. So don't forget to fill in the outside, because sometimes that can be absolutely crucial in terms of problem solving. Anyway, so that's part A done. We've filled in our Venn diagram with all the missing information. Now, part B, find the probability that a randomly selected person from the survey, so that's all 100 people, swims but does not run. So we need to look for the swimming but does not run category. So swim but doesn't run, that's all of this over here. These people swim, but they are not in this running category here. So we can see that there are 8 people in that category. The 3 and the 5 make 8. So there's 8 people that swim but do not run. So there is an 8 in 100 probability. Part C takes at least 2 types of exercise. So that means that they could do 2 types of exercise, but they could also do 3, because at least means 2 or more. So that means on my diagram, use a nice light blue for this, it could be running and swimming, it could be swimming and cycling, it could be running and cycling, or it could be all 3. So if I add up all of these numbers on the inside here, because they are 2 or more, then I find that there are 55 people inside there out of 100. And finally, for part D, it says, given that Jason runs. Okay, so I know, given that Jason runs, so I'm only looking in this category here now. I'm not looking on the anywhere else apart from in that yellow circle. So my probability is going to be out of 65, because remember there's 65 people in that running circle. So I'm only selecting from 65 people. And I want to find the probability that he swims but does not cycle. So swims but does not cycle. The bit of the diagram that represents that is that 15 there. Let me just put a big ring around that. That's 15 there. That is the bit of this circle where he swims but doesn't cycle. So there is a 15 out of 65 chance that Jason swims but does not cycle, given that he runs.